Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our session about smart lookups. Um, let's get started. My name is Juan Besonar. I'm a project manager at Altimetric. I have almost 10 years of experience working with Salesforce projects.
Okay. Hello, I'm Diego. I work at Altimetric for around 8 years now. I'm a QA manager there. So we work with customers in order to implement and build solutions for them and to get them the best possible solution. Today we want to show you one of that solutions that we built on that was based on Einstein and the whole prediction model. So let's start. We will see in this session our customer needs. We also are going to show you guys the solution that we built and the results that they get there. So this is a short session. I will start with the scenario that our customers need to face. There. They had to match opportunities with contacts, thinking about all the attributes from both objects. They have to think about the opportunity probability, the contact experience, language, location, some other fields that we will see on the proof of concept. And that process took them a lot of time and resources, since one person had to check all these attributes from both objects and match and get the best match. We saw that process and thought that we could improve that using machine learning, and we suggest that from them and to them. They asked us, why using machine learning? We summarized some of the points that it had, the advantages, like flexible, configurable. It's easy to get started with. It provides real-time predictions. It's so they were willing to give us a shot on that proof of concept, and now we will see that on action.
Okay, so as Diego mentioned, the business need, what they need is basically be able to do real-time recommendation, something easy, something fast, and no need to have someone analyzing all the data and all of that for you. So basically, that will kind of save us a lot of time, resources, and also knowledge, because not all of us have the knowledge to analyze all the data and all of that. So I will jump on the overall solution and how we build that proof of concept using PredictionIO and Heroku. So there are three key elements on the implementation. One of them is called event server. That is basically where the data is collected via REST API. What does this mean? That every time that we create a new opportunity, a new contact, or associate them, we are creating data into the event server. The second part is the engine. That is basically where the logic, the algorithms, and all that machine learning is, right? And of course, interact with the event server. The last part is what actually the user sees. That is the Salesforce integration, because the user will be using Salesforce, and they will then interact with the engine to get the recommendation, right? So now that we have the three elements, I will show you on this diagram how the main flow works, right? So as you can see on the graphic, we have two different areas. One of them is Salesforce, and the other one is Heroku. Heroku is where actually the event server and the engine are hosted and deployed to. And then Salesforce is actually what the user sees, right? So, like I mentioned before, every time that a user do an action, an event into Salesforce, event data is sent to Heroku to be stored on the event server, right? And then the event server is interacting with the agent that actually is feeding from that data, right? And then Salesforce is actually querying for the prediction and getting the result from the engine. So that is the main flow and how it works. So now we have the three elements, right? And let me jump in how to install them. Could sound a little tricky, but actually it's just a bunch of steps. Most of them are just command line steps that you can do. I have the example of them. First, you need to create a Heroku account. It's where you will be storing your and deploying the event server and the apps. Once you have that, you just have to clone the event server app using that simple command. Then once you have the code, you just create the event server application, and then you create a database. So all this step and this information that you are creating later on will be used to set up the engine, right? And then we just deploy that new application to Heroku. The installation steps for the engine are pretty similar. You just clone the engine code. On this part is where we will have different options because we can use, as we use, PredictionIO have a template gallery of different engines that you can use and can fit your needs. In our case, we use one from the template gallery called Universal Recommender. But you can browse into the different ancient template, or you can even build your own template or based on what you need. Then you just create the ancient application on Heroku, and then a PredictionIO application on the event server. This third step, and this application is a little different because it's a PredictionIO application. It's not a Heroku application like the other one. And that will give us an access key that later on we will be using to tell the engine which application we are using. On the fourth step is where we actually are linking together the engine and the event server. Event server is where the data, the engine is where the logic, right? And we are telling, okay, we are using this host name. That is where the event server is stored, the port, the access key of the application that we just create, and then also the application name. And then we just deploy that to Heroku. The third part is the integration. Like I mentioned before, is where the user will be using the app. That is basically Salesforce. So to be able to, each time that we create an opportunity, we create a contact, or we link them together, we build some Apex triggers to actually do that logic and do the integration with the event server and send that data, right? And then an Apex class that is just doing a call out, and we add that on a Lightning component on the opportunity details page. So it's where actually we are showing on the sidebar the recommendation of the contacts. So we will jump on a quick demo of what we built and the proof of concepts. Let me show you. Okay, I will log it to my developer org. I have some opportunity, some contacts that I created. I will go ahead and create a new contact. Um, and then we also added some custom fields. In this case, the business need was to have an opportunity and try to find a contact that matched those requirements. So for that reason, we add some fields like language and some skill of that contact, right? So we created that contact, and then I will check the event server. This is basically where the data will be stored to. And once it's refreshed, I will see that that data was created there. So this is my contact. Let me scroll down. Okay, so that is the contact that I just created, and this is the information that I'm sending to the event server. Now I will go ahead and create a new opportunity. Just name. Again, here we add a couple of fields that basically is what we are asking to match the region and the experience. And then primary contact, I will leave it blank because it's basically the field that we will be using to actually save the match recommendation. If I refresh again, the opportunity is stored, and it's showing right here with the information that we enter. Also, as you can see on the sidebar, we can see a Lightning component that is showing the suggested component, the suggested contact that basically is the result of the API call that we do to the engine to give us the recommended contact. So I will just select one. Just will check that actually that primary contact was saved right there. And I will refresh here. And we save, actually, they will link together. So this is the ID of the opportunity, and this is the ID of the contact. So as you know, like all of these also work with a lot of data. So each time that we actually link together a contact and an opportunity, all this data will be stored here. And each time that we have more and more data, the recommendation will get even better and better. So that is the whole idea.
Okay. For the final thoughts, as you could saw, our customers were very happy. They could improve their process and could improve the results and get the time back and the resources back since they keep using and using it. So our message here for this session is to encourage developers to think for customer solutions, think for the customer processes and try to improve them, and for the business guys that they are able to work with IT guys, IT teams, and they will get even better results. So thank you for your time. Let's hope that you liked it.
I don't know if you have questions.
Okay, questions there. Yeah.
Is there a trailhead on this so we can practice it on our own?
No, so the trailhead are related more to some other kind of areas of A-Stain, but for this one, and that was the main reason why we actually did this, we want a way to customize our prediction and all of that. The way is actually build your own prediction using PredictionIO. we'll be more than happy to give you the detailed steps, how to actually run the command and install the engine, event server, and the integration steps. Yep. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't get you. No, they are standard. So we are using the event server standard. The engine, we are using a universal recommender that is actually a standard from the template gallery. Of course, you can customize to support other events too, or you can build even your own. No more questions? Thank you so much.